Hello there, fellow fans of Hollow Knight. I get to play Silksong this month. It still hasn't sunk in. Like, I was on holiday, I was at the pool, I was trying not to work, I checked Twitter, and obviously we get news because I'm away and I can't cover it. Obviously we get news. And they said, playable demo at Gamescom. I get to play Silksong this month. I don't know if I'm prepared. You know what? God always sends his weakest soldiers, and here I am representing the Silksong clown community to go and play this game as the person who's quite possibly the worst at Hollow Knight. But here I am. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to record the best gameplay that I can for you as many times as they will allow me to play. But it's a lot. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I don't even know what else to say about it. I get to play Silksong at last. Okay, but why are you so confident that you get to play it? Because even if you're going to the event, it's probably going to be pretty busy, and you know, it's Silksong. Oh, well, like, I guess it's announcement time, because I'm not just attending Gamescom, I am attending Gamescom with Xbox. With Xbox. So you knew that Silksong was going to be there this entire time and you didn't tell us. No, they didn't tell me anything, I swear. Sacrifice her. No, I promise, I know as little about the game as Leth does. That was a joke. I'm so sorry, Leth. Alright, before we go over everything that we know about Silksong at Gamescom, I feel like I have to add in somewhere that I know full well. A lot of people are unhappy about this. A lot of fans are unhappy about there being a demo. Not everyone can go to Gamescom. It is not feasible for everyone. It is incredibly expensive, flights and hotel right now. Like, it's crazy. It's just Cologne. How could it be that expensive? But here we are. Whenever there's events, it's just the most What are you doing? Billy, please, I'm trying to be serious and empathetic here because whilst I'm very excited for myself, I also understand why other people are not very happy. I get it. And maybe this does mean that the release date is going to be later in the year than everyone expected, but hey, it is still 2025, it is still releasing this year before the holidays. What I don't quite understand is why people are giving me attitude for being excited about getting to play. Like, I am not bitter at all about the people who got to play the demo the last time they had one at Gamescom, at E3. Yes, we are in very different circumstances, but even if I wasn't attending myself in person, we're still getting news. That is something for me to be excited and positive about. We are getting so close to release, like we are so nearly there, and I know how many times I've said that in the past, but we are actually nearly there. And we're gonna look back at this waiting period in a nostalgic way, like missing the excitement of news potentially being on the horizon. Okay, that might just be me. Yeah, let's keep it rolling, So, just in case you've been living under a rock, let's discuss what was announced last week through Xbox and what they're bringing to Gamescom this year. Xbox announced their return to Gamescom in a big way, because they're bringing over 20 different titles to play, including the first public hands-on opportunities for multiple games and devices, because this will be the first time that the public will get to play with the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X. And here's the part that we're most interested in. They're going to be bringing a new playable demo for Hollow Knight Silksong, which you'll be able to play on PC or one of the new handhelds, the ROG Xbox Ally X. If you're not able to make the event in person, don't worry, they're going to be delivering 2 days of broadcasts live from the show. Hopefully that does include the demo. I don't know if it's going to be played like the Nintendo Treehouse previously, but I kind of hope it is. Moving down to the booth itself, they said there's going to be over 120 separate gaming stations, which I'm not surprised by because I promise these booths, they are huge. Moving a little bit down to specifically, this is the Asus ROG booth. I think it's actually Asus, but I say Asus, I'm sorry. They're going to have both of their new handhelds, and you can go hands-on with Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, do remember, earlier in the blog post, they did say that it is playable on PC as well, so I think this is just going to be one of the opportunities that you can play it, and there'll be a PC somewhere where you can play it as well, or multiple PCs, hopefully. So the demo will definitely be available at the Asus booth within the Xbox area, presuming this is all within the Xbox area. Further down, they do mention Hollow Knight Silksong again as a playable demo within the Xbox booth. Now, even though I presume Asus ROG is going to be an area within Xbox, I also think they're going to have an Xbox section with the demo as well, so maybe that's 2 separate areas. It's a little bit unclear right now. We don't have a map specifically of within the booths. I don't think we actually get that at all. I am presuming that this might be the opportunity to play on PC, but it might also be like PC and Xbox, but they didn't mention Xbox previously, just the handheld on PC, so I don't know. Either way, it is good news that there's possibly going to be 2 different places that you can play the demo, so it's not just like one long queue in this one place. They did mention that they're going to have a couple more surprises at the show. I don't know what that means. I swear if they announce a release date opening night live and I don't have tickets, the tickets sold out so quickly, and I just don't know if there's any way to get them now. If you are attending, some useful information: it's Hall 7 North entrance. Remember, these halls are giant. Please look at maps. And obviously they're going to be spotlighting some of their other games, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty. They're going to be showing off how you can play with Xbox Play Anywhere, and onto some more specifics about the broadcast. So it doesn't actually mention Hollow Knight Silksong here at all, but it does say featuring the ROG Xbox Ally handhelds. I would be surprised if they don't show like anything at all, because it does say and more. I'm hopeful. It would be silly of them not to include it in their live streams. So that's kind of the summary of everything related to Hollow Knight Silksong and what I can like gauge from this blog post, which isn't very detailed. Okay, let's now move on to what wasn't covered in the announcement, what isn't in the Xbox News Wire blog post. And I'll warn you right now, I don't know a lot more than you guys know, but I will share everything that I can. I'm starting with some context about Gamescom as an event. So you've probably heard of Gamescom, you know it is like I think a 5-day event. It is Wednesday through Sunday. I am attending Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I think it's Tuesday night is opening night live, where there might be some announcements there. I don't know if they're going to cover Silksong. Maybe cover Silksong. It's a potential, and it is a Jeff Keighley one. And you know what? They'd probably do it just to piss me off. Anyway, less about Jeff. I know Gamescom is one of the biggest gaming events in the world, one of the biggest, or maybe even the biggest in Europe. It is in Cologne in Germany, takes place every year in the summer, and it is very warm. On Wednesday, the entire event is shut down just for, so it's creators, media, press, but it's not just every creator. You have to apply, and they've got some very like high requirements for the kind of creators that they say yes to, and that is like the best day to attend as a creator, as a media person, as a press person, because that's going to be the least busy day. After about like 1 p.m, some of the general public are allowed to attend, but I don't know how you become one of those. It seems to be like there's a wildcard system, like kind of like a lottery, I think. So some people can attend. So if you are going to go to Gamescom and you do have access on the Wednesday morning, that is going to be your best bet for playing. However, I might be about to ruin your day. Last year on Wednesday morning, even though only a select group of people can actually access the event at all, Xbox did have their own breakfast, so the booth was actually locked down even further. Like, doesn't matter if you're in the venue, only people who were invited to come to their booth were allowed in the booth between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's not great news if you were planning to attend the event and you've already got your access for Wednesday morning. You can't just run straight to the booth unless you've been invited by Xbox to do so. So you're probably not going to be let in until 11 a.m. And how do you get those invites? I have no idea. And this year they have to split it a lot more because it's not just Xbox handing out the invites. Obviously Asus, Republic of Gamers with the handhelds, they have their own invites. I did ask a lot of questions to my contacts representing Xbox about the booth, but obviously I don't think they're the ones organizing it because they're based in the UK. So I don't think they're the ones who know the main layout or how things are going to work. They do know that the Silksong area or section is going to be high demand, so that's good news. But they don't know how many handhelds there are going to be or how many PCs, because obviously you can play the Silksong demo on a PC as well. It did sound like from the announcement that there was only going to be like one PC, so that's a bit worrying. Last year, the booth for Xbox was like huge. It took up like half an entire hall and they had all their different games laid out. Obviously some of the first party ones or the biggest releases had their own bigger booths within there. I know World of Warcraft even had their bigger booth within there. What else was there? Doom, they had a giant Doom statue. They had Indiana Jones. Yeah, so there's like lots of things to do as well as lots of little demos. I think, and I don't know, this is the part of the speculation, I think it's going to be like there was a section within the Xbox area where you could just go around and play lots of different demos, and they were just quite small, so it was like a demo area as opposed to one entire booth dedicated to Silksong. I feel like it is going to be just the demo area. What I'm hoping is they have the handhelds out and they have all the demos on there and you can just pick which one you want, and then there's just loads of handhelds. Whether that's the case, I don't know right now. The first thing I did when I saw the announcement come up on Twitter was immediately DM my guy and ask them, how do I get like a bookable private session with this game, please, I'm begging you. Turns out there aren't actually like bookable demos per se specifically for Silksong. They are for the handhelds and whatever else. It's not just like you can go up as a press person or creator and be like, I want to play Silksong specifically, take me into the back and do it. That you can't. Not for Silksong, unfortunately, otherwise I'd be sorted. So I don't have an appointment, I am just going to run straight to Xbox, straight to Silksong, play as much as I can, and just keep queuing over and over again. I'm hoping it won't be too busy that morning, but obviously it is high demand. But the good news is, when you do these kinds of events, a lot of creators as well, but most like media and press, they can't just play the same game over and over. They have to cover all the games, and this is their best opportunity to do so. So that works out well for me, because I can just play Silksong over and over again, as much as I'd like. Whereas they have to cover everything, you know? So they have to clear off a little bit. So good news for me. I'm trying to think what else might be useful to mention just about the event if you've not been before. It is, look up a map beforehand. If you are going to Gamescom and this is your first time at Gamescom, look up a map. Take a picture of that map. Memorize that map. I promise it is a lot more difficult in person, especially when you're surrounded by people. And I've done like London rush hour, I've done Tokyo rush hour. No, this is a nightmare. It's very overwhelming. So leave enough time. And I have nightmares of last year, the Monster Hunter Wilds queue the entire time. It was just the entire hall. And they had quite a big booth. So I'm just so worried. Maybe it's just in my head. Maybe Silksong isn't going to be as huge as like I think it's going to be, but I feel like it's pretty big. Oh, I do want to reassure everyone that I am going to not put spoilers in my titles or my YouTube thumbnails. I promise I won't be doing that, just because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. So some people are not going to want to see this demo footage at all. So that is fine. I will make videos, but I won't make them like spoilery in like in an obvious way. If you click the video, that's on you though. I do also have a small favor to ask the wonderful people who enjoy Hollow Knight, please. I know the audacity of this bitch, I know. But I have been nominated again for Be Creator Awards Gaming Content Creator of the Year, and I would just really love if you wouldn't mind, it literally takes 2 seconds, if you wouldn't mind going to becreator.co.uk/awards, and you can just fill in the first bit and then find gaming and just click my name, submit. You're done, takes 2 seconds. If I do win, I promise I will mention Silksong in my acceptance speech. I don't expect to win at all, but it would be cool. Like, it would be so cool. And I wear a pretty dress. The other thing that I want to mention before I finish the video, if you do have any questions about the demo or you want me to find out as best I can, I don't think Team Cherry are going to be there. I did even ask Leth if he was going to be there, and he said he wasn't. So I don't think I'll be able to ask anyone any questions about the game, but if you want me to like find anything out within the demo, and you have any questions about that, or you want me to look in the settings or inventory or anything in the menus, let me know and I will do as best I can. I will upload as much as I can, as quickly as I can, and creators as well, feel free to reach out to me. I don't bite, sometimes I'm terrible at replying, but I'm nice most of the time, so I will do my best to find things out for you. Yeah, I think that is everything. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.